Hey folks, Vinyl Spin here. Ron My Lung Puppy just put out a thread, wanted us to show something in our collection we thought was so obscure that nobody else in the vinyl community had it. I thought of 4 things, one in particular that I'm pretty sure no one has, but I may be wrong. If you've got it, I would love to see it. When I put my video up, give me a comment and send me a picture, show me that you have it. I would really be shocked if someone had the last one I'm going to show here. You know, these here, someone could have them, these first 3. I'm thinking Chris Cole might have this first one, but I'll get started here. It's from India on Odeon Records. I'm thinking this press is about maybe mid-60s, early mid-60s. It's the Magic Shinai of Bismillah Khan on Odeon. And the shinai is a wind instrument similar to the oboe in tone, but having 7 holes on its staff in place of keys, and has perhaps the sweetest tone. Basically, if you want to know what this sounds like, imagine that stereotyped in all the movies we've seen and television shows, snake charming music, where the guy's playing the shinai and the cobra is rising out of the wicker basket there, or a rope. But yeah, this is what this is, and it's very relaxing, long, single song on each side, runs about 20-25 minutes. On side 1 you have Raga Puriya Dhanashri, and on side 2 Raga Bharavi. And it's on the, there's the catalog number, and this is the label. Original press from India. I haven't even looked to how, you know, any details on Discogs or even did any research on this, but I haven't seen. This is the only one I ever saw in my life, so I'm just guessing it's fairly rare. Let's see, what do I want to start with next? I think I'll start with this one here. Okay. This one was EQ Zach. There we go. No glare. It's called Premonition of Reality, and it was recorded in 1987, released in 88. It's 2 synthesists on here. Wayne Smith on guitars, keyboards, programming, and voice, and Jeffrey Sontag on keys and programs. And it's a private release from New Jersey, Toms River, New Jersey. And there's the songs. I'm thinking this here, they were trying to kind of create the word escapes me now. Concept. That wasn't so hard. A concept album here, because especially on side 2 the songs remind me of that movie Dune, maybe, and the music does sound kind of like a soundtrack to the movie Dune. It has a sound of maybe early Klaus Schulze, around the Ehrlicht Cyborg era and early Tangerine Dream, Amber Roots, Snail-Headed Victrolas, the Nightcrawlers from New Jersey in the early 80s. Yeah, it has that type of sound to it. And here's the label. Private press there. They only released 500 copies. Only 500 copies of this album were pressed, so there can't be too many copies out there floating around, but in time, with the advent of the internet and all the research going on in Discogs, there may be very well some people out there that have this album. And then I will cue this up here. This album that you're hearing in the background is from Celluloid, their 1982 debut. It's a one-man outfit here, and he plays a whole bunch of, I think, 5 or 6 mellotrons, where he's modified to give it this here, you know, eerie sound. And he sings in just a small percentage of the pieces here. Each side is one long extended piece, kind of like a concept, and it's progressive, kind of eerie in nature, very dreamy, ethereal. And yeah, the title of this is Mercury, and I think he had a second album out in '83 or '84 called Neptune, and I sampled it, and I didn't quite like it as much as this one. I like this one better. But I used this particular segment, this excerpt from one of the sides, which is about 3-4 minutes, on one of my old progressive rock radio programs. They would run about 2.5-3 hours. It was a 24/7 webcast, prog radio. And for Halloween, me and my partner would feature really eerie progressive music that was supposed to create a very, you know, ominous, scary mood. So we chose some of the most, you know, creepy electronic and, you know, progressive music from around the world. And I remember on my Dark Realms series, I think it was Dark Realms number 3 in the series of 4, that The Waiting Room Part 1 from Genesis's The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, that little piece, that short song, was used right before this one. But yeah, this is, you know, fairly rare, and I don't think there was too many of these pressed either. I think the guy was from the United States that put this together, and I can't remember his name now. Okay, want to make sure. Okay, I'll just let this play. The next one here, and the one I don't think anybody in the vinyl community has, is the one from 1984. It's a Latin folk space music. A lot of acoustic guitar on here. A little bit of electric guitar. There's electric piano and a little bit of synthesizer. It's just very dreamy, floating music that I think Evelyn Macari was trying to evoke, floating over the snow-capped mountain peaks down there in Mexico. And the side 1 and side 2 are kind of two separate moods. Side 1 is Glaciares, glaciers. There's the mountain peaks there. And then the B side, and that's just one long song, Glaciares. And then on side 2, you have cuatro canciones, four different songs. And I'll play a brief excerpt from the first song on side B, which is, let's see here, La Vida es Bueno. And it's a very beautiful piece. It gives you an idea of what you're going to hear on the album. You know, just very beautiful Latin folk music. He sings just a little bit. And most of the songs, probably, I would say 75%, there's no singing on. Side 1, Glaciares, has no vocals whatsoever, and just a few songs have brief singing on the B-side. Okay, that's over. So we switch over, and I'll cue this up here. And here is a insert that comes with the record. This was also a very private press. Not very many albums of this released at all. Ciudad de Mexico, 1984. hold this back there, and you can freeze frame and perhaps read some of that. I'll just let this play here. So there's that song. And I'll show you the label here. Let's see. Okay, here's side A, Lado A. And Lado B. And I looked in the trail off wax here, and let's see here if I can see it here. Yeah, there it is. Put it up real close and you might be able to see it. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, it has a date etched in there of the date of the pressing of the record. And let's see. The date is VII July 23rd, 1984. So, yeah, every once in a while it's always interesting because, you know, you will see the date of these more obscure records outside the United States. They'll have the date etched in there. So that's my rare record that I don't think anybody else out in the vinyl community has, the Eblin Macari Glacieres. So hope you enjoyed, Ron. Take care.